Hey everyone, it's Joe with the Daily Logistics, and today I wanted to show you one of our features in the new Daily 2.0. And today we're just going to go over one quick feature, and that's how to build invoices or estimates or drafts in the new software. And so we'll go over some other features in other videos, but today we're just going to talk about creating invoices and saving those. And so to do that, you're just going to log into your Daily account here. And you'll notice a menu on the left-hand side with a bunch of different options. And you're gonna select the second option down. It's called Invoices, and depending on your particular account, when you log in, it may say Invoices, it may say Transactions or Sales, but essentially it will be the same regardless of the verbiage. So just go ahead and click on that, and when you do, you're going to get a list of all of the transactions that are in your account. So you can select from these, or you can search them by customer or invoice number or whatever the case may be. Or you can click the button in the top right corner to start a new invoice or a new transaction. So we're going to actually do that. We're going to click on new invoice, and it's going to pull up a view where you can start adding things to this order. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to select your customer, and that's done up here in the top left corner. You'll click this and it'll have a drop down of your current customers. You can search for an existing customer, or you can create a new customer. I'm going to go ahead and create a new customer, and you'll notice a bunch of fields here that you can do. You can fill out all of them, or you can just do maybe the first name and the last name and the company name. And you can hit generate display name to combine these two to give you a name here. And then I'm just going to hit add customer. Now, if I wanted, I could go back in here and edit the billing address, the shipping address. But if I'm just doing something quick on the fly, I can just put their name and their company name and call it good. Once I've done that, I'm ready to start putting this order together. So the first thing that you're going to want to know is, what is the rental range? So when are the items going to be leaving the warehouse, and when are they going to be coming back? So I'll click the start date, and let's say the customer wants these starting today, and they want them through the weekend through next Monday the 30th. So that's all. I'll select those as my range, and then here I'll select my due date. You can select whatever day you want. Typically the day that we deliver is the due date, but your policy may differ. Once you've done that, you'll notice that it calculates a 5-day rental by default. This can be applied automatically to all of the invoices that you add, or you can manually select how many days you're charging for each of these items as you add them. So let me show you how that's done. To add an item, we're just going to click this add item button, and you'll notice a line pops up here in the invoice. So you'll click on the item, and you'll have a drop down of all of the items that you've added in your account, or you can create a new item on the fly. I'm going to go ahead and just type in a 20 by 20 frame tent, and it's going to populate that for me. You'll notice a few different things. We have the description here, the name. We have a little button here indicating that it's a bundle item. So not only is this a 20 by 20 frame tent, which we're keeping track of inventory wise, but we're also tracking all of the individual components of this tent for inventory purposes. We don't want to show that or display it on the invoice, all of the different parts, the poles or the tent tops or anything, but we do want to know what all is included in this so we can keep track of the inventory. So if I hover over this bundle, I can see all of the items that are associated with this 20 by 20 tent and how many quantity wise for each one of those items is required to build this tent. If I were overbooked on any of these items, these buttons here would indicate so. They would be red if I was overbooked on any of these components. So here I know I'm renting a 20 by 20 frame tent for the 25th through the 30th, and I do have all of the items available because it's not throwing me any warnings or errors. So then I select the quantity of the tents that I want to rent. Let's say I want to rent 2 of these. And then I choose my rate. So you can create as many rates as you would like. I have here a daily, an hourly, a weekly, or a monthly. So I'm just going to charge them for 1 week. and apply my duration of 1 week, and you'll notice that it applies here for 2/10, $400 per week, 1 week, $800. And then they'll probably gonna want some tables, so I'll add some 16-inch round tables. We'll do 4 of those. And let's just say, for example, I wanted to keep a daily rate on these ones and charge them for 5 days. I could do that. And I could do the same thing for my chairs. I'll add 40 chairs here and charge them for 5 days. Okay. Now at this point I can go ahead and decide if I'm going to give this customer a discount. I can calculate discounts based off of a percentage or a number. So let's say I wanted to give them a 5% discount for being an awesome new customer, and it calculates it for you there. Tax rates are here. I can edit the tax rate if I want to and select a different rate. I'm going to keep it the same at 7%. Once I've done all of this, now I'm ready to figure out what's going to happen as far as delivering these items, or how are they going to leave the warehouse. So my receive and return details. The first thing I'm going to do is indicate what's going to happen on the day that the items leave. Is the customer going to receive them by delivery, meaning our company is going to deliver them, or are they going to pick up the items from our warehouse? I'm going to select delivery, and then from there I can actually specify a time or time range that I'm going to deliver these items. So on the start, I'll say I'm going to deliver it between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. So that's my time range that I'm indicating of when these items are going to be delivered. Then I can decide whether I want to use the customer's shipping address, which I never added a shipping address in the customer information, so I don't have any, or I can enter a custom address. So I can put one down here, and let's just say 123 East Billing. Okay, and then I'm going to deal with the return of these items. So are they being returned by me picking them up on site, or our company doing an on-site pickup, or is the customer going to return them themselves? So since this is a tent, we'll definitely want to pick these up ourselves. And I'll specify another time range, the same way that I just did. And again, we will use a custom delivery address. Now, if I wanted to, I could actually, if this was a situation where I was renting something and delivering it here, but then picking it up to a different location, I could actually do that in this case. So I could enter a different address for the pickup as I did for the delivery. So there is some customization and options available to you there. You aren't tied into a specific delivery address and then you have to deliver it there and pick it up there. Because we know that things do get complicated in rentals, depending on how you run your business or what type of items you're renting, and so we wanted to make this as flexible as possible. After that, you've finished importing all of the data you need for your receive and return details. You can add any notes that you want to this order. Maybe the customer requests items be and chairs be stacked on the back patio. So then this note would show up on your order for your drivers when they deliver it. So at this point, I'm finished putting in my all of the data that I need for my invoice. And now I have some options. I can either just save this as a draft, or I can save it as an estimate and send it to the customer to review. I can save it as an invoice, meaning I'm going to book it and the items are going to go out of my available inventory during those days. Or I can save invoice and send it to the customer. So I can, and then outside of that, I can also save and receive a payment. We'll go over receiving payments in a different video. So for right now, I'm actually just going to save this invoice and we're done. So now you see my invoice shows up here as invoice to Bob Saget. There's my invoice number. The start date is May 25th. I have a time indicated that it's leaving at 9 a.m. and it's scheduled to come back by 5 p.m. on May 30th. And it's a 5-day rental. And that's it, guys. That's how you create an invoice. I will see you in the next video.